Deldor's military might created an imperial economic power. Taldan saw their conquest as bringing enlightenment to these backwards people living in inferior states. Seeing the empire itself as proof that they deserved the great wealth that flowed to them from their mighty colonies that were conquered. Those days of dominance, though, are long gone. Though Taldor still refers to them as the colonies. Andoran, Chelax, Jalt, Isgar, and Last Wall are all independent nations now. Their populations and resources no longer flow to Taldor government, and no longer for us to use.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting... No, it's boring. Terribly, terribly boring. Why? Well, let me quickly catch you up. In Tinker Tailored, get it? Soldier Spy, last episode, there was a whole bunch of tailoring. And everyone scattered to the four winds, getting matching outfits for their dog and pony, and showing up in gold embroidered black, like sort of a hip Vader and all this stuff. The Senate, which on a map you can see here, the Senate of Taldor has a long leading up stairway and path and gates at its, well, I'd say, what would you say, that's a good 3-acre lot around the building there, Frank?
Yeah, something like that.
A good 3-acre lot, 2 giant trees, a good 3-acre lot, right? And a winding road that literally hugs the oval hill that it sits on. Now, imagine the worst ride in Disneyland, as in like it's the best ride in Disneyland, and the line is 3 people thick and several hours long. And here we are at the back, and then moving up, and then finally spotting each other. Oh, look, there's so-and-so. He's in line. Let's go up. I'm with him. Blah, blah, blah. Get off me. Blah, blah, that type of thing. We're standing in line trying to kill time, gentlemen. The scene pops out once again. Just love that sky drop over Opara. Coming down. Dusk. The sun is setting. The lantern lights are what edge shadows away off the streets. A large iron wrought gate and the Taldorian guard stand vigilantly around posts all around the Senate. Check credentials right at the gate as we try to prove, flash pins, and work our way in. But before you do, gentlemen, there's a very long, long wait with little to do but talk amongst yourselves, listen to gossip, and of course, show off those damn fine threads that we bought last summer. Last episode. Picture the scene. We have Winston, decked out with his matching wolf, complete with a little sort of side-riding tray that he can pull off drinks, pies, tarts, and the other one water for his mount, but he can pull a little lever and extends around the front where Barkley can get it. Stabling horses, a little ways away.
It's a gnomish invention.
Striding up, demanding attention, and everyone whispering, it's the Black Knight, it's the Black Knight, I thought he was a myth, no, it's the Black Knight. And then removing his helmet and his heritage of the green half-orc, and it's Donald Hagen's boy. Oh yeah, okay, wasn't it just great? Yeah, doesn't Marcellus put his stand in his plate? Yeah, I know, a little while back. Joining your friend Bartholomew, Wolf in the Line kind of stands out. Completely, and I mean completely absorbed and invisible directly in front of you, who just turns around and shows you his face. Fall. These guys look good. They look dashing. And finally, never to be overlooked, Leon. Now, I forget. It's been a little while. Could you remind myself, most of the audience, but mostly myself, did we go with armor? I remember there was talk about your kilt being fashionable and not bringing it up to medium armor, matching some Vidmark colors. Cleaned yourself up with some tabards, but you were pretty much going in what's considered light armor, which is allowed.
Yes, I'm wearing parade armor with a tabard going down the front and a kilt with the Vidmark colors.
Okay.
Or as close as I could get.
This is a party. You're supposed to let your hair down. It's a gala event, which is a massive schmooze fest leading up to a very important senatorial vote. Last chance to change people's minds, to make acquaintances, to network, to influence those around you, to climb the social ladder. So, of course, my first question is, it just makes sense to me. How much has your armor class dropped? Anyone?
1 point.
What was it? What is it now? Fall.
15 and 15.
Okay. Leon.
18 to 17.
It's not bad. Okay. Winston.
From 18 to 13.
That's what I'm talking about. And the wolf.
And the wolf, he never had armor to begin with, so he stays the same.
He just runs faster than you, and you're his. Yeah. Lord Varth.
I don't think he would have ever stood for me to put armor on him as well as me.
Nope.
Yeah. Mine dropped from 16 to 13.
And finally, our tank. The man dressed up like Vader, but how much armor class can you hold? I remember with the shield and everything you had, you were pushing like, what, 20 when we were gaming? Yeah? What do you got now?
It was a healthy 20, and now it's a sickly 14.
Yummy.
But I make this 14 look good.
Yummy.
Wait, how did I turn into the tank?
I was going to say, now we have two foreigners. Sorry. The blue guy and the stubbly bearded guy. You thought I was going to say
It's my training. It's my training.
Yeah. No, don't worry. That has nothing to do with... These things aren't dangerous, you know? I mean, they practically disarm you guys. So, rolling into the scene. What are you guys doing? Whispers abound. Do we have a game plan?
Show up like a baller, my rented coach.
Oh, we went for the coach.
Walk out, kind of, fix my cloak, straighten everything out,
Okay.
point to the ladies,
Yeah.
move on in.
Some in the coach, just hands, just kind of pawing at him. See you later.
Nice card,
Call me.
Samish.
Yeah, call me.
Whoa.
Hey, admirers, come cheap. I like the picture you got up in your green screen there. I love that white fur trim on the Barkley's looking at you like, where'd you get the cloak, man?
It's wool.
It's sheep. It's not wolf.
It's wool.
It's wolf. Wool.
Whoa.
It's woven. Woven.
Yes, wolf. And move on in.
He just has the coach like literally pull up halfway through the line. He opens the door and just steps into the line halfway up. Hey guys, up here.
Yeah, because remember, I got to try to schmooze my way in because I gave my ticket to Fafal, a nobleman. I don't need a ticket. That's for plebes. It's for the unbearded.
Well, ticket as in paper. You remember how she gave you a satchel? There's documents to back up the pin. So, no pin, no satchel, no Gedinsky. We'll see. We'll see how you do.
We'll see. All right.
It's not my job to change what you guys want to do. Just to lead you down the primrose path. Tick, talk, lots of talk, and hours go by. What do you guys want to do?
Is there anyone
What is
of
that,
interest
perception?
in the line, like waiting with us?
Well, putting an ear around. How about a little gather information? That's always fun. Anyone want to help him? Hold Leon up so he can see the front. The ride's coming up soon.
Now that's racist.
But I'll do it.
They never noticed how short you were because you've always been on your horse.
A horse is a horse, of course. Horse is a
So
horse.
it's a diplomacy check.
No, it's yes to gather info. But you do have the.
I aid Leon.
Okay, what's Leon's lead?
That was a 9. So
Okay,
thank you.
Just became an 11 thanks to Bartholomew, picking up one side of you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll attempt a diplomacy check.
you can go it
I'll
alone,
kinda
or you
gather
can-
just a little.
Yeah. You,
I'll go it alone.
okay.
Do you want me to make a diplomacy
we
check,
do.
or would a perception be better?
The entrance will probably help.
29.
Okay.
gonna aid-
Fall? Man
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
gonna
street?
aid Samish. He's my main man. Do you want me to make a diplomacy check, or would I perception? 23. So,
Diplomacy, and you can choose to aid
Samish
Leon,
up to 31.
who's got a ways to go, or go it alone like
I'm
Frank.
gonna aid. Yeah, I'm gonna aid Samish.
Or hey, you guys have hero
My
points.
main man.
+8 out of the gate.
I got a 23, so that bumps Samish up to 31.
Oh wow. Okay.
I know all the rumors.
Well, no, you just really know one. Like the guy's talking to somebody else, and then just sees you and includes you in the conversation and tells you to your face. You missed
I
out
just
on a
walk up like I know the guy, mid conversation. Bobbert, how have you been? All right, my children.
You just catch his name. You're like Bob. Winston.
Yes.
Care to have a go? The rumor mill.
I will eavesdrop, but I'm not going to try and stir up any information. I'll use my slightly vertically lower stature to maybe over here.
All right. Give me a stealth check. Give me a stealth check, and if I like what I see, I'll give you a bonus to the inevitable diplomacy check to gather info for said rumor.
Add 2 to that.
8.
6.
So about that diplomacy check that you're trying to work yourself around.
23.
All right. Let's start with the lower number, since there was an 8 that skyrocketed.
Hey, I'm proud of that.
We are proud of that. I'm just going to pop up a rumor here with my rumor button. So,
Supplies aren't done.
yeah, really. Winston,
Yes.
two 2-3 people are discussing in hushed tones, a little bit off behind you in your left shoulder.
High Stratos Partharios is back in the capital, I suppose. I guess that means the marriage between him and the princess is back on. He's so handsome. He'll make a lovely emperor.
Okay. Stratos. Lovely emperor.
Oh, come on, Stephen. I'm not serious about him. You know I'm always be your man.
And then on it goes. And then we have something Lion Blades Kadirians. Oh, that catches your ear there, Frank. Catches Lord Vars's ear. They mentioned Lion Blades Kadirians. You lean in. And thanks to Fafal's already eavesdropping, he fills you in on the part you missed. My uncle is in the Lion's Blades, you know. And he says the Kadirians are planning to kidnap Princess Eutropia tonight to ransom. We best beware. Stay by her side. And more mumbling from me in the crowd. Gentlemen, with my brand new shiny Wharf Ground Dice D4. That only took the first hour. And we have several hours to go. You want to go again? One more round. See what schmooze we can,
Always more.
See what schmooze we can pop up. You're looking for a 15. There, I'll be nice outside the capital. Or sorry, outside the building. But I'm not being nice once you're in there.
How about a 21?
Not too shabby, Leon. I got to see Mr. Smiles at Duke Talbot's reception this week. The one where Baronet Jivius got into the row with the servant, and the jester is delightful, whimsical and graceful, but, you know, he's a tad off-putting, though. Something strange about that man. Sir Bartholomew.
A natural 20.
Oh, we'll back you up. Fafal.
I got a 24.
Winston?
Winston is just going to go for some straight schmoozing this time, no stealth. For 13.
Ah, right. So they start thinking you're a servant and, you know, placing an order with you. And people that in these days, oh, so you got a fast wolf. Good, excellent. I'll take one of those tarts. Thank you. They think your tray, auto tray is like you're serving food in line. And Frank with the 15.
Yep, with a 15.
Lord Varth, the Senate is taking on a bunch of new staff for the gala. They're just talking about how packed this place is and how they knew that, you know, lots and lots of unnecessary staff just to make the place look good, apparently.
Interesting.
Fafal.
I would love to be inside the Senate itself during the gala. You know, the building has been rebuilt 5 times. They have rooms in there they don't even know they had.
My uncle is a merchant, you know. He says he's getting coins from all over the world. All the old colonies this Exaltation Week. It doesn't make any sense, Bartholomew. Hi. I'm the guy talking to you that you can hear. Maybe some of the colonies are starting to regret leaving the Empire. Some rumors are true. Some rumors are false. It is a long, dreary drag to the front. But it's time for a new map, because finally, gentlemen, you made it to the stairs. Bum. And there you guys are on the front steps. Lord Varth leading the way, Fafal at his side. Behind him, off his right shoulder, Bartholomew. In the center, Leon. And bringing up the left flank, Winston on Barkley. And no one seems to care you're riding a wolf yet. We could care soon. We might care soon.
If they can see me.
Your stealth checks haven't helped you so far, sir.
If I stand perfectly still, they'll think I'm the wind.
They see you eating Zoggernuts. Guards line the stairway that we are halfway up. There are a good 2 or 3 groups filling the 15-foot gap up the rest of the stairway to the door. And there's a good 10, 15 feet behind you, and you guys are at that halfway mark. And then, call it Fafal's luck, good or bad. Call it the fact that Bartholomew and you guys kind of stand out despite all the gallery and all the poshness and everything. A guard decides to take interest. A woman approaches. When you guys are halfway up, she demands to inspect you.
Invitations. What is this? Is that a service animal? Are you some sort of servant? Papers.
Looks at somebody's pin.
Look at this. That family has been dead a long time. Step out. Step out.
And she pulls back and demands that you guys step and lose your place right at a line. What do you do?
Fofal will step forward and motion to the rest of them.
Excuse me, you do know who this is. I'm pointing over to Gildervarsh.
Yes, everyone here at the gala is very important, I'm sure. Submit your weapons to inspection. I want to see those piece knots tight, and I'm going to check them myself. I'm not going to tell you twice, or I'll have you escorted off the grounds, sir. Step out of line.
And she's motioning you guys to come towards her. What do we do?
Can I do a quick sense motive to figure out, like, why she's specifically targeting us? Because it's a really long line.
Maybe she's bored. But sure, go ahead. Maybe she's racist. She did hear that rumor about the Kadirians, possibly coming for the princess, and you guys don't look like Taldorians, and she's acting...
Sense motive 20?
Too convenient.
Okay, well then I kind of, put my hands on any companions that are near me's back and nod and step
Befall's down with it. He seems to know the drill. He's either used to being harassed or he senses something and he's already up there. Yep, yes ma'am. Hands up on my head. I know the drill. Yep. He kneels in the grass.
Turns around, starts pulling his pants down.
No. Don't be silly. That costs extra. So, Lord Varth, what do you do?
I'll turn to my companions and say, come on now. I mean, seeing that half of them have already exited the line, now is a big day for family. Let's not make a scene. I'm sure we'll all get in when the time is right. And step forward, arms kind of outraised slightly. If you wish to inspect me, by all means, go ahead. Try to diplomancer if I can to make this.
I get out of line, but I give her the stink eye.
Okay. She finally gets.
Everyone the stink eye.
I'm saying true to character.
He's upset that people aren't complimenting on his damn fine Dark Knight threads. He's somewhere between the Black Knight and
They pick out the skin first. Doesn't matter what I wear.
I'll keep the helmet on. You'll do better.
Loved you in the tournament last year, Black Knight. You totally throttled the competition. The gold trim is an exquisite touch.
Little visor up.
My God, you look ill. What's in this wine? You're completely green.
All right. She pulls you out of line, okay? And makes, walks around you guys, lines you up. Doesn't embarrass you too much, but, patting a sword, pokey-poke, kind of taps Fafal, pulls on his arms, you don't have to do that, buddy. Can I have a knowledge local check from anyone? Anyone? I'm pretty sure that's in your skill set. Call him out.
17.
Aha!
Oh my God, what would you get? You guys aren't even in the building and you're relying on Fafal. My God. What?
Oh, I got an 18 because I rolled 18.
All right. For all of her bluster, okay, this is, and I know I'm going to say it wrong, so just forgive me on the gate, a Vishkari woman from the east, from her dusky skin and large eyes, wearing a Taladian uniform, but she's not wearing it quite right. Missy.
Oh, yeah.
She has it down to a T, she's wearing it perfectly, and that's the problem. A real soldier would not have a brand new stinking uniform at this. A soldier that of the rank that she's claiming she is, it would be a little bit more broken in. It would be polished and it would look spotless, but you can even smell the off-the-rackness. Something's not right here.
Seems I'm not the only one wearing parade armor today.
And Fafal.
Oh, yeah. No, Fafal is antsy. I mean,
You know a con. You know a hand when you see one. She pulled you out of line to help, and it's either going to go really badly from here, or you guys might actually get a really good helping hand from this. That the situation smells of it. If you follow me.
Yeah. So either way, it's better to roll with it and roll with the punches, as it were. If it goes bad, and if it goes great, then hey.
Even assassination attempt at this point, after going 4 more hours in that line, I'm pretty sure is welcome break for you.
Oh yeah. No, Fafal is antsy. I mean.
I'll even give you 60 feet dark vision kicking in the light shadow. There's no one hiding in the bush to immediately jump you and take your stuff and your pin. It looks kind of clear. Yeah. Anyway, while this is going on, and she goes through the blah, 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 check those piece knots. Bartholomew says his line, and her demeanor changes. And she's like, it's about time. Gentlemen, Lady Lothide sends her regards. Come with me. And making a big show about kicking you guys out, she takes you around the side and lets you in a side door so that you do not have to sort of go through customs. And Fafal, with just his pin, and Lord Varth, with just his document, get past the main check. Now, this doesn't guarantee you, boys, even though you split up your credentials, this does not guarantee you a free pass, and this was not inserted by me. But you guys would spend another, morose time in the line without Lady Lothide's help. When she gets you out of view and gets you around to the door itself, okay, she says, not our, but pointedly says, Fafal, you catch this right away, your benefactor, my Lady Lothide, also has a gift. And she hands you a little box, and she gives it to Fafal. Because, like Tony Stark, Varth won't take anything directly. It has to go through servants. And, you know, if we're going to blow somebody up, might as well be the foreigner. But also with a wink to you, like, you know, I know you're the guy that knows what to do with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Check your treasure log, gentlemen. I believe something's been added. Okay? 2 canisters. They look like tubes. They're like a vial, but it's a solid metal tube.
Okay.
8 pellets that look like if you could break them on impact. A vial of something strong smelling, and 2 more vials that look like cloudy water.
Okay.
Okay. It looks...
I would recognize the first 2 vials, because I have a vial of that myself.
Okay. So, you're the one that knows. What would you do with this stuff? What would you know? What would you tell them?
I would take it all.
Like I said, you got to distribute this stuff to, like, we're about to walk in the gala, and the next load of guards, you like, and you get this, and you get this poison, and you get this, you know, you're like,
no,
you know.
And I'm aware. I'm aware of all this stuff, because I have a bit of a background in alchemy.
Oh well, how about
Yes.
while they're counting their good fortune, you give me an alchemy roll, or would you like to take 10?
Take 10.
I'll allow
With
it because, like I said, you can like literally like eyebrow her, and she'll quickly whisper a couple of, you know, use this as you see fit kind of thing. You'll find this particularly handy.
With a craft alchemy check?
Yeah.
So that'd be a 19.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, if you know the drill here, as it were, I will turn this stuff, you know, over to you. You can see it on the list here?
Yeah, I can see it on the list.
Awesome. Then I'll leave it with you, sir. What do you do?
All right, first thing I'll do is look over everybody and see what weapons they're carrying.
Ah.
So,
Well, we know Jay's our bow guy. So, Leon, you have a bow. Now you have what?
At the moment, all that I have on me is
Visual.
It's a very
Visual,
small, short blade.
Fafal doesn't know about any hidden weapons or
Yeah.
donuts.
There's a visible blade at my side. It looks oddly curved, but about the size of a short sword.
Okay, and it's peacebound, ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. Full round action to get those loose boys. Next we have Bartholomew.
Longsword.
Okay. And Lord Varth.
Longsword as well. You know, the classic kind of straight pommeled, straight crossbar.
Oh, but it's in black leather. She's black leather too.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's important.
Everything matches. It wasn't for the gold trim. He just looks like he's wearing one of those Tron outfits with the highlighted gold, like glowing neon. It's just, I'm this guy. Well, we already talked about the eye patch that Winston's wearing to get his sling in there, and you know the daggers that you probably can't see. He said he was dieting, but Winston, you have any weapons that are visible besides your eye patch and the odd pummel sticking out between rolls of manliness?
Between rolls of manliness. Well, my lance is peacebound to...
They will not let you in here with a lance. That is too large a weapon. No big axes, lance. Single-handed weapons only.
Okay, to a human, my lance is a single-handed weapon.
No, to a person, to the combatant. This lance is for delivering tarts. You have a donut. No, it's not happening. Sorry.
Nope, just the eye patch.
Just the eye patch. Okay. There you go, Fafal. He's rummaging in this box, and what do you want to do?
All right, so I will pull out one of the first vials that appears to be full metal.
Yep.
And hand it to Winston. And be like, this will be important just in case, if, heaven forbid, gods forbid, fighting should break out and we need our weapons. You are unarmed. Pour this out in your hand, and it will create a short sword for you.
You're a cruel, cruel little man. Did you just say pour out a liquid blade into his other hand? Aren't you supposed to like cap it and like flick down and the shit solidifies before it actually like escapes, like instant frozen? So imagine him like pouring this into his hand going, what's going to happen? Stab. Oh my god, you bastard! I don't like
That is a player error.
Oh, okay.
I misread the description.
That's player genius as far as I'm concerned.
I'll show that fucker.
He was a double agent all along.
You have no idea. Sorry, please continue, Fafal.
Yeah, sorry. No. So you open the cap and you flick it, and a alchemical sword will appear.
What sorcery is this?
It's alchemy, actually, but it is very effective in case you get caught with your quote-unquote pants down.
So Winston takes the vial and tucks it into one of the folds of his stomach.
Nice. Hey, at least the other option would be like, I open this vial, and he starts like looking into it, holding it up in the air. What's in here? And the liquid pours out, solidifies into a blade, crystalline. Okay, a liquid blade, it is called. Very cool. And imagine, some sort of liquid inside, and as soon as it hits the air, it solidifies, and you get this jagged sort of, crystalline blade that lasts for fall?
10 minutes.
Okay. Do you tell them that, or we're going back to you being fun? Last you an hour. You're good.
Last you one.
Okay, you got 2 of them. Gonna keep one?
Yep.
Hand out the other one?
Yeah, I'm handing out 1. I'm keeping 1, which adds to my stock, which is now 2.
Okay. So put this on your character, boys. 2 vials of liquid blade. One's going to Fafal to add to his stock. One goes to Winston. 8 pellets, Fafal.
Passing 2 to each person.
Awesome. You all get to be Darkwing Duck. Because?
Yes. So these smoke pellets, you can throw them down, and they create a column of smoke. The smell is horrendous, but it is very effective. The smoke is very thick. It will cover you or wherever you have thrown it, whatever object is within it, allowing you to escape in case, again, things go south. Exactly.
Okay.
So each character besides me gets 2.
Okay.
Since there's 5 of us and 8 smoke pellets.
Wonderful.
I already have 2 of my own, so.
Yeah. Kind of figured you'd be okay, right? A single dose of soul stimulant from Ultimate Equipment Guide.
That I'm going to hold on to.
Okay. 2 vials of Dust of Illusion to use however you deem fit.
That I'm actually not sure on. Give me a sec.
I'll take one of them.
You already have a toy. Does anybody else want some of these toys? We've got to play fair and share the toys there, Winston.
I'll give up the liquid blade in favor of a vial of Dust of Illusion.
What are you going to do with that? I cringe the thought.
I'm going to become human for 2 hours.
Oh.
What does the Dust of Illusion do?
It's a glamour spell.
I could probably use that as well.
Yeah.
I'll pass on it.
Okay, yeah. So, creature covered in Dust of Illusion is affected as if by a disguised self-glamour.
Only works on people?
It says creature.
Oh.
So you can disguise something.
Like a wolf.
Like a wolf.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is my son, Drooly. Beat him donuts. First time at the Senate. He doesn't speak common. It's fun.
I'll be the father that I never had.
This is my manservant. He carries me
now,
everywhere.
There's an interesting idea.
So I will pull these last 2 out of the box and be like, these are Dusts of Illusions. They allow, when poured upon someone or something, it allows them to change their appearance. You can hide weapons and armor as such, or even change who you look like.
Ooh.
If we wanted to have somebody look like Prince Stavian, we could.
Possibly. You've heard rumors that this can be
Well, you
done.
guys are being so paranoid. I mean, it's just a party.
Yeah.
Now, come on, let's go. We're
my
missing
dear
the festivities.
Lord, you have to understand, these politicians, these nobles are more cutthroat and vicious than most street rats. It will pay to be prepared.
Don't took my childhood.
Yeah, I mean, so after we're done kind of handing out trinkets, Gildervarth will look at them. Oh, well, thank you. And begin to move into the room. Come on.
All right. The first area of the Senate. Now, this is kind of a bare stone representation showing a whole bunch of open rooms. Imagine this place is packed, and finding your targets is not going to be easy. So, welcome to the wonderful world of a book called Ultimate Intrigue, where they introduce the concept of social combat. And the people went, wow, that's complicated. So they scaled it way down and made it easy for this adventure. So a little taste of social combat. Gentlemen, I want you to be social, and you will have social rounds. These social rounds take 15 minutes to execute. You've entered a room. These rooms are packed. You guys can try to remember where you're parked, but, or stay in groups of 2 and aid each other and all that kind of thing. Spread out, come back. I'll be kind that you can kind of, as long as you guys stay in an area, kind of figure out where the other guy is. Now, you each have your special missions. And as you move from room to room, you'll be figuring out, oh, right, I got to go to this, or maybe I should do this now, that kind of thing. But like Fafal said, this is serious stuff. This is XP on the line for social combat. Splitting the party, not a good idea unless you guys are sure that a target needs to be engaged solo, that kind of thing. But starting with influencing an area. social round, there are several events in the Senate section. These will detail through the timeline as we unfold the story in front of you, okay? During these social rounds, like I said, that are considered roughly 15 minutes, okay, you guys can attempt using various skill checks, a whole bunch of them, to influence NPCs around you and kind of carouse a specific area of the Senate. The first Senate area here is the actual arcade. Trophies, cases, war paraphernalia, just everywhere in here is the room, but we'll get back to that, okay? In one round, any of you can attempt a major action, including trying to influence the entire area. If you find one of your targets, people that were named by Lothid, or just important people that you think you should ingratiate yourself to, okay? We have 6 modules. You guys are trying to put somebody on the throne or keep somebody off the throne. There's a vote. The Senate's going to go yay or nay, but that's only the first step. You guys are entering a world Game of Thrones kind of thing that's going to span the entire country, take us to high level. And the contacts you make here, the friends, the people you lie to, the people that you gain trust, are going to influence and help and hinder you far into this adventure. So I do want you to take this seriously. Don't lump your lumps too much for failing attempts. You know, think in the box, think out of the box. I will guide you with skills and such. But like I said, like Frank was saying, it's a party. In this, people are watching. They don't know you. They find out who you are. And then they lay rumors. They ingratiate themselves to you. You know, that kind of thing. Our Season 0 was about proving can Cavaliers hold their own as a group. And then all kinds of politics went down in the very last scene. Big things. We had Leon diss the princess publicly, though he's very foggy on even being there or why those details, saying, "My lord is your daddy, and only he can knight me," and walk out. We had Fafal claiming to the faction leader, Lady Morelia herself, of the Sovereign Court. If she even suggested him going back to Assyrian, he would never return to that cursed place, and he used magic to influence a duel. Your own benefactor was beaten, and then Lord Varth does the honest man thing, helps him up, but he just sulks away. We had Lord Dominus Rel, played by Al Pacino. Not my best bit, but take interest in you guys. Several people that move around the Senate and are trying to make careers themselves. A female privateer met Winston. Winston met some kitchen help, and now he's smitten. Bartholomew made himself a public spectacle, shouting tactics, all these things. Okay, these are noted by NPCs in my script. What they take note of, what they like, what they don't like. So coming into this, your race, your class, your attitude, your own character, the player cannot boo-hoo the way these guys act, going, well, why wouldn't he like me, or why would he say that? These people are very detailed in things they like, their thoughts, their hopes, their dreams. It's all here for me. And you guys have a chance to like meet sort of like a really fleshed out NPC, or a dozen of them, and get to know them, help them, or have them help you. And right now, the main objective is all about helping Lady Lothid get that shit done and sway the vote. So in you go. The Chaldean Senate, sometimes referred to as the Senate Building or simply the Senate, is the seat of the senatorial branch of the Chaldean government. The structure has existed in one form or another for millennia. Through natural disasters, sabotage, and war, partially have leveled it several times and has been rebuilt, 5 times if you heard, within the Empire's grand history, leading to many large-scale repairs and revisions. The current scale of this building is grandiose. You'll notice the squares on the map are actually 10-foot squares and not 5-foot squares, and that's why your minis are like tucked into little corners of the squares. This place is big. 100 stairs ascend the front entrance that you guys climbed before you got pulled out. And now you stand just outside, you know, the last kind of checks, and you guys are, I've got Fafal sort of breaching that wall there. You are literally just stepping into what is known as the Arcade of Triumphs. This entry gallery celebrates Taldor's abundant military and political glories. There are banners, trophies line all the halls and subsections of the arcade. Some are displayed openly, while others rest behind very intricate glass cases. There are armor and stands sort of sitting in corners and out front to show off display cases that they stand beside. There are countless artifacts belonging to great heroes and soldiers all through Taladian history. There is a score of Taldan Flanix troops all standing at attention all about the room. They act obviously both as ceremonial honor guards for the Senate and guides to you, but obviously they guard a lot of the military assets that are on display. Feel free to mull about.
Oh my god. Is that the tabard from the Silver Crusade?
You, out of the gate, perception checks, gentlemen. And not ignoring Ryan's comment, yeah, you'd be surprised what they got in here. You guys into the room here. Boing.
22.
12.
21.
Sir Winston smashed a 19.
I think she smashed the case. How do you fall over on a perception check? Didn't see that there. Leon?
15.
Lots of people. This is going to take a while to find, but you do get the idea. You're in the front room. You can smooge, you can lay low and wait till you get to those kitchens or where maybe there's something that's on display. Now, Lady Lothie spoke of finding out which were donated by the Earl to embarrass him, stealing a couple of his items. They should be somewhere in this room. But figuring out, it's not like they're labeled, figuring out what they are and where they are, probably going to take a lot of schmoozing. Those gentlemen with 20 and above spot, funny enough, someone that's acting like a curator. Very proud, dressed formally like business as opposed to like outlandishly, and is trying to garner interest, not in the party, and there's less like, oh, this is so cool. I've been to medieval times, and the first room is just a whole bunch of swag to buy, all medieval style. She's trying to actually like,
Look, no, really, my lord, this is very interesting. These pages represent ancient Kadirian history that is actually possibly linked to the pharaohs in Osirian. Can you see by these hieroglyphs?
and they're like, oh, that's very nice, but getting back to the type of thing, and she's testing and trying, and this lady kind of follows a lord within 20 feet of us, and you catch that conversation. Those with perception over 20. What was the highest roll?
Sam's got a natural 20.
Oh, Sam's got a natural 20. Okay, that's good. Samish, luck be on your side. Some senator, noble, comes stumbling in to the guy in front of you, and the guy wheels on him and says,
Damn it, man. And he's looking at his cloak. How can I present myself to Maxilar? He's in the very next room, and he's kind of like
pointing up a hallway.
in the state. Idiot.
And he like rips off his cloak and just shoves it in the young man's hands.
Get this washed immediately. I will remain here until, not present myself to the military commander who's just beyond this wall. Hi, how's it going?
Looking at Frank, still pointing where your target is.
Damn it, man.
Smacking his aide. Well, there's some good rolls out of the gate. A little heavy-handed on my part, I know, but I was really worried that Fafal was going to carry this adventure from here on in. So huddle up, boys, or split and divide and conquer. But you do know that this room has some opportunities for some of the missions. Not much is obvious.
Well, all Winston's missive said was that he was to report to Lady Martella for duty.
Right, so you got to go find her. So you want to abandon your fellows, no aid another, and just... Nothing wrong with that.
I think that's what I would do. I would politely make my exit.
No problem.
Probably, I'll follow Winston.
It seems my duties today are going to carry me from you. Best of luck.
Winston, I believe last we were here, you mentioned something about having seen the kitchens. I do believe I may have to make my way there at some point tonight.
And I'll kind of give him an indication of the direction. Actually, as soon as he mentions it, Winston blushes.
Okay.
As he does.
Nope, no time for pleasure. Business first, food after.
So you don't want to take him? I mean, if you take him, you can place him somewhere.
That's true. Well, actually, you know what? In order to find Martella's entourage, I would go to the first place that I would know to go, and that's talk to the servantry.
Okay.
So, yes.
I was headed that way myself, actually, Leon, if you'd care to accompany.
Absolutely. Lead the way.
All right. So, getting close to the end, gentlemen. Let's start with relevance for right here. Fafal, Lord Varth. Bartholomew still is hanging around, possibly to help. Getting his bearings.
Well, if there's somebody that's kind of a curator, I'll approach him. Kind of comment on some of the pieces. These look quite nice. What's the history behind this piece? Kind of playing into his interests.
Okay.
And kind of encouraging him to begin talking.
All right.
And Fafal will be in Varth's shadow.
All right.
As he does.
Bartholomew is following.
I guess basically trying to schmooze up to this curator person. See if he knows anything.
In the background. Sorry, in the background, Bartholomew's like geeking out on any of the military memorabilia.
Oh yeah, okay. So you just kind of like takes a step left, and two guys disappear. Some start moving about the room, and Bartholomew just takes a step over to a case and just starts, still has authentic battle damage. That kind of thing.
It's Taldor's sword. It was said to have slain 1,000 men in one swing.
There is something very interesting here, but we'll get back to you. Curator is Koprnina Vow, middle-aged woman, and skills on the board for this room are praise, knowledge, history, nobility, perception, spellcraft, or use magic device are all viable skills. I will not tell you the DCs; they vary, but those are the types of skills you want to use publicly in here to impress the crowd, to gain influence points. Now, a room holds a 10-point and a 20-point value. Every time, let's just say a DC is 10. Wimston climbs a wall with the wolf, does Spider Pig. Damn it, I aced it after all those dungeons. The DC will say is 10. It's not, but okay. He hits it. For every X amount of points over the DC that he hits, all these extra points go into the threshold pool for the room. And they start building. And when you guys, because you're all filling points into the same pool, when you guys hit the first threshold at 10 points, an event happens. People become comfortable with you. You ding, first flag goes up, and dungeon reveals, and then there's a 20-point threshold. And on it goes. And when you guys feel that you've milked a room for all it's worth, you can move on. Or like I said, you guys could stretch out. But like I said, lots of people, big gala. Let's take it slow and easy till you guys get your footing, and then in future episodes, we'll see how this plays out.
Got a 22 diplomacy.
Okay.
And if that affects her attitude, it moves 2 steps instead of 1.
It does. Now, it doesn't affect the room. Like I said, appraise, knowledge history, knowledge nobility, perception, which, again, remember I asked for the opening perception rolls? Mm-hmm. Right? I'm already starting to bank some points and starting off with what you guys, know. But moving on quickly. Miss Val, middle-aged woman. A bit of a delighted, nervous giggle to see a young lord take interest in her and her work in the book she was talking about.
Thank you, my lord. Yes, as I was saying, could you see the pictogram style of writing that ancient Osirian used? From this particular copy was donated by the Sapphire Sage himself. I am a fan. Anyway, its writings imply, and the reason it is here, it was picked up during the Third Expansion Crusade, quite by accident, and then sort of floated around the country and was lost during the 500-year Tongue War, when Kadira invaded. Back and forth it went over the border. And a Tatarian historian by the name of... Do you know?
Gildervarth will think for a moment. Unfortunately, my education did not lend itself well to the histories, but fortunately I have you here to guide me through these lessons. Please, continue.
So excited she forgets to drop the name and just moves on to,
well, the fact is that the book remains an interest piece. Why did the Kadirians keep it? Why did the Taldorians want it? Back and forth it went, and it finally landed here. And then after our scholars read it, they started seeing connections between the 3 countries. It only hints at it, mind you, but enough that it's here in the gallery. One of my favorite pieces.
And then she just starts moving down the line. Oh, does this interest you, my lord? And she just starts showing you around, into the back, all around. Fafal. Our shadow. Stealth? Public stealth in a crowd, or just, head down, holding his train, holding the cloak.
Isn't that more just, how a normal servant would follow their lord?
I know. I'm
unobtrusive.
Yep.
Exactly. Off to the right, back a few steps, mindful of the people around, but also listening in, and if I can add to the conversation and help out with information, I will.
Yeah, there's no him suddenly stopping and you walking into him. Oh, there you are. No, I get it. Okay.
Yeah. See if there's anything worth stealing. I know how you are.
That was one of the missions that was actually granted to you, my lord, by Lady Lothide. Fafal.
Yes.
Amongst the woman's ramblings. Okay? First, Lord Varth is actually keeping her quite distracted. I wouldn't say it makes it easy, but it certainly helps. And you'll be getting bonuses. Anyway, a little off to the side, we start going around corners and stuff from the main view. She's talking about certain things. She gets excited about several items that are donated by, she doesn't say the guy's full name, but she does say the Earl, who recently has come to Taldor and has been ingratiating himself with the Grand Prince and left several items. And this one is my favorite. She literally like kind of pokes around, amongst the room, showing them off. Now,
excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interject, but what Earl would this be? I'm familiar with a lot of the nobility here, especially in Opara, but I'm not aware of one more recently with this much history behind them and this artifacts.
do you guys remember Lady Lothede spoke of the Earl?
Earl Grey.
What? This is
Yes.
Earl Grey. To confirm that this is the correct Earl.
I know.
I don't want to stop.
I know. I just like. So, is there a specific name that you're fishing for, or I'm just trying to stir up Frank? Like, do you remember who specifically?
I know the name.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. So let's have an intelligence check from Frank. And like I said, Fall is not trying to like lean in and whisper it, but I'm just curious.
Gildervarth is not academically blessed. Let's just leave it at that. Let's see. Abilities. Yes. Perform. Here we go. 17! This name, however, sticks.
She wishes only for a few disappearances to further embarrass Earl Vernocent and his allies, who came crashing into town lately, and for reasons known only to a certain Lady Merlia, and a possible birthright of betrayed in the Pathfinder society world. That's the name.
So Gildervarth will tap his chin for a moment. Vernocent, Earl Vernocent, I believe. His interests lie in this direction. Do they not?
Okay, her eyes suddenly go wide. Yes, she says, placing her hands, one kind of stroking the manliness in the center of your chest and grasping your arm. That's right, my lord. That's exactly.
I'll gently pat her hand. It seems you're quite the instructor. What's this piece over here? And I'll kind of lead her gently.
Okay. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, right out of the book. Circumstantial, shall we say, distraction, giving you a +5 to sleight of hand, Mr. Fuffall, if you would like to start nicking
Can I
and
take
picking.
a 10?
Now, people could walk in. There's still people around. There are people around. You're like waiting for that proverbial moment. But the person that would obviously miss something right away is the lady that just walked by it, mentioned it to Earl, got excited. So let's have a roll.
Okay, so
Sleight of hand to pocket it.
Add the +5 to my roll, or
Yeah.
do you subtract? Okay.
Nope.
All right. So then that is
Roll
going
that beautiful bean footage.
+13, 21.
Okay. Now, someone gets a perception check to notice, even if you succeed. Because she is close and there are people. And it's going to be double-handed because it's like, if you fail and they fail, then you fail, but they don't notice you trying to take it. If you succeed and they fail, that's what you want. If you succeed and they succeed on their perception check, you got it, but they see it. Yeah. DM's first dice drop. 12 plus, but no. Now, reminding you of hero points. Before a roll, that could burn a hero point, get yourself a +8. After the roll, don't like the results, think it's sketchy, a hero point burnt can give you a +4. And did you guys know that you can actually use aid another with hero points to help your neighbor? They're in half, you only give like a +4 up front. So let's say Ryan wants to give you a hero point to really make this happen. As long as he's on hand, as long as the character is nearby and can like scream encouragement or help in some way. So I guess in this case we could say if Frank wanted to burn a hero point to aid another to you for that roll, if it's pre-roll, it'd be +4 because it's half the bonus. If it's post-roll, he could throw it down to give you that little +2. And that's a key ingredient for using hero points, guys. If you read through it again, there's some really cool stuff you can use with those. Now, we have just entered a brand new tier, the $20 gold piece, because as Frank likes to say, 20 gold pieces is 20 gold pieces. And we know that anyone at this tier isn't just another schmo. We're giving people that pay up into our Patreon to help us editing times down, all this kind of thing. We want to feel them like they're really affecting the game. So once a month, for their subscription, for their patronage, they can pick a party and give you guys all a +1. We've already used this in a previous episode, burning up somebody's, okay? And then beyond that, there's also affecting a different game, a different party, affecting the villain name type of thing. A new tier has emerged called Platinum Decisions. And I invite you, because enough shameless self-promotion, to go check out how specifically character name, player name, villain, boss name, even your benevolent GM, your favorite GM. Yay, bonuses, nay, penalties can be affected with this new tier at Patreon.
So are you saying that somebody really didn't like somebody who was on the podcast? They could pay to screw them over?
Yes, indeed. We have people lined up. I'm already...
Just like to throw this out there, before we get into this, I love the audience. They are all my favorite people in the whole wide world.
Damn, you're just poking the bear. You're going to be the first to burn on that one. I already got a guy at work. That found out about this, and his buddies were like, so if we pay, we could like just totally buff the bad guys or like strip your... It's like, yep. Now, damn it. If you read carefully through the Patreon page, we have tried to balance it, and there is a back and forth so that you're not just it's not a pay to win like those video games and all that EA garbage. No. But for the upper tiers, we would like you to feel that you have a direct effect on our game, and once a month, we'll stack these bonuses or hold these type of thing, and calling, the players can call them, I can call them, depending on your needs. And the Platinum Decisions tier, they can actually name, I want this character. I want Winston to get this force point. Don't know what you're going to do with a Star Wars force point in this game, Winston, but that's up to the audience. I'm not going to.
I've got plans.
Both out a lightsaber.
Yeah, tomorrow a shadow like not matt@gmail.com starts throwing money in. Now he's paying to win. That's all right. Before this went up, I have talked to your spouses, your girlfriends. I am aware of all emails, and you will all be monitored. No cheating. But hey, you want to be that way?
Villain points are a thing.
Buyer beware. A shout out once again to superfan Doug Baldwin, who leans on the Star Wars side. Can't wait for us to get into Hell's Vengeance, the Evil campaign, which is coming up later in this year. It's in pre-production. We have a possibility of steampunk, but the thing you're most likely going to see sooner than later is our Man from Osirian pod, starring our very own Frank Hamilton, playing the beloved old man Aerith, hence my droning on about the Osirian book. But enough of commercials. Gentlemen, she blows it. People don't see. And Fafal plinks the first piece of a very large puzzle. 1, 2, 3 out of 5. You need several. Do you want to keep going? Do you want to phone a friend?
Of course, Jeff. Once you get that first piece, the taste of theft. It has been a little bit of a fall. He just tried to keep his hands clean, for the most part. But, the adrenaline pumping, the blood rushing. Oh, it's wonderful, Jeff. Just wonderful.
I mean, and Samish is blissfully unaware of all the thievery happening behind him. He's just trying to, get this woman talking, hoping that she can kind of open doors later.
Okay.
He's one of those guys that's kind of blissfully unaware of the darker half of humanity.
Yeah, this is why Lothy looked you in the eye, told you your mission that you would totally not get, and go, maybe you should phone up your buddy Fafal. He'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah. There you go.
Samish Gildervarth would totally encourage her to start to finish. Tell me your spiel.
Tell me the spiel. All right. We're going one for one here. I would like another bluff, diplomacy, something from Frank to keep her distracted. Because not just you, she's also trying to use you to garner interest to the room, getting more people. If this cool lord likes it, maybe you over there as well. She's not latching onto you like you're your date. She is trying to garner a bigger crowd. So she is aware, she is looking around, that kind of thing.
Yeah, got a 15 for the next segment.
Okay.
Not spectacular, but, it's better than the average bear.
It's not spectacular for Samish.
Okay. So, getting back to the goods. I'm sure you want to know, what it is. The first item that she mentioned that Fafal snatched up is a journal. It's not the Osirian journal. It's another journal. She's speaking of journal, and then she went on about this Earl, and this is when your ears perked up. Okay. She's talking about how it details and has handwriting samples that sort of span Taldorian, the cartography and linguistics of the nation and the border nations. It's actually very interesting. Fafal, being streetwise, that this would be great for fraud. You get this book, and it would help somebody making documents. It would give people plus bonuses on circumstances for forging documents and features. That's interesting, and picks up the book.
Hello. What do you mean by people? That gives Fafal bonuses.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
he's a man of many crafts, Jeff.
This is the first item. You now have it in your possession.
Wonderful.
Tuck it in your little aid satchel or whatever you got going on. Next, she starts going on about a buckler. It's obviously masterwork quality, and a dagger, very ornate, made of silver.
The Earl claims one of General Arneson's lieutenants used this very dagger to slay the vampire Meleager.
Very excited about this. Goes on about it and the shield and its history, and then moves on. And with your 15, keeping her distracted, as it were.
I will go for the dagger.
Okay.
Because hiding a buckler is a lot harder.
Okay.
So same bonus.
Yep. She's got her. He's got her tied up for the moment.
Nice.
Oh, 24.
Yep. Let's see if she notices. Dun, 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 dun. 4. No. And spectators. Because now, in her excitement, and like, even though you're shadowing my lord, it's this, my lord. This is interesting, my lord. And the two of you having very long, because Varth is doing that, I'm really interested and distracting you. Like, people are trying to take note,
Yeah.
But people suck with their 12 and meager bonuses. So you've got yourself a silver dagger, buddy. That's 2. Now, there are 5 objects. She didn't say you had to take them all, but you do know you should get, as many as you can.
No, I'm aware of what needs to be grabbed.
Okay.
This silk fan came from the river city that leads directly to the capital in you-know-where. Slight story hook for Leon, because due to setbacks, cutbacks, and the unfortunately, dividing of ways of some of the family fathers, we may have to dial back a little bit on Echoes of Honor, the side podcast, and just make it cutscenes. So my blatant fourth wall breaking is pointing at this awesome silk fan of Jaitan descent that might be significant, future, but currently donated by the same Earl, mundane, but has historical significance. During the 5th expansion crusade, a certain female general went all the way around the world to Zaitan, conquered a bandit-filled sector of Zaitan, made it a province, named it New Opera itself, she says, Lord Varth. Very exciting. And to this day, just like the British sticking Hong Kong right on the toenail of China, we own it, we run it, this silk fan proves it. Isn't that awesome? Moving on. It takes you down to the next. This spyglass, and again, another exorbitant history, shadowing along. Lord Varth, keeping her attention, feigning interest, noticing that she actually is gathering a bit of a crowd. Isn't that? Let's have those rolls, boys. Bluff, diplomacy.
All right, here we go.
Just zooms out and you see Leon's.
Just the hand coming in. Sorry, you left the building.
I mean, so 15 again. So as she starts to drone on, my eyes kind of roll back a little bit. I mean, what? Oh, sorry. New opera, you say? Well, yes. It's quite lovely this time of year, isn't it? Starting to...
Yeah, I know. It's really sad that the GM and one of the players have to really focus on that one small bit of canon to prop up an entire guy that didn't bother playing a Cavalier and went for Samurai. But what can you do? Oh, I'm moving on to the Spyglass. Moving on to Spyglass from... Ooh, Spyglass. Right?
Aiden?
17.
Ooh. You start two-fingering the fan, right? And then... 2 people are talking behind you going, yes, she said Zaitan. Well, it's not as pretty. Of course it's not as gorgeous as your fan, dear. Your fan's awesome. And you're like, drop it. Right on the nose at 17, right? And you drop it. Quick flash over your shoulder to look. No, they're not paying attention. You scoop it up. Hitting the DC, barely success.
Yeah.
So we'll just let that play out. Like, oh, crap. And no, I'm good. Okay. That's 3.
Moving on. Oh, what's this piece over here? Oh, my. It seems we're moving towards the end of the display. Now tell me here, are these mapped out chronologically as far as donations and times through, and he'll begin to drone on, trying to kind of re-pique her interest?
Okay.
Even though he's struggling to maintain interest, he's like, oh my God, just kill me with that dagger.
She's going on about the spyglass.
Oh, 13. She
starts to become a little aware that you're not, you're not so into it and suspicious, and starts quizzing you more than telling you, and trying to get other people's interest around, and even your shadow sort of stands out a bit more. As she's like, with the shift of attitude, we will quickly reclaim your perception checks, going back to the top, and we will give a count of the room. A perception that to influence was 14. Some extra. You guys are starting to garner points, and we'll get into that next time when you'll hear Sir Bartholomew, who's drooling over a historical crossbow. He knows about it. He's so excited he can't believe that it's here.
Oh my god, oh my god.